Hey guys, this is Zach Ludwig of the Wolverine.com, and we're back with another signee spotlight featuring Michigan's 2024 recruiting class. With us is linebacker Zach Ludwig out of South Park, Pennsylvania. Zach, appreciate it for getting on with us. Just first off, how does it feel knowing that you have put pen to paper and you are signed with the Wolverines?
It was amazing. No more stress. Just able to finally sign off with Michigan and go for the road ahead of me. Just ready to roll.
Now, you've been committed for well over a year now, right? Like you committed in late November of last year after the Ohio State game. Just before the Ohio State game, actually, when they were preparing for that game last season, just what did you see on that visit specifically that made you want to shut it down immediately? And just how are you feeling afterwards?
Just the environment. I saw all the boys. I saw them train in the weight room, so they all get hyped up, and yeah, they all just look like they were ready to roll. At practice, everything was straight to the point, and they knew what they had to work on, and they executed.
How were you feeling when it was over? Because you found your school immediately, you had that high from the visit and were able to find it before a lot of other people in your class. Just how were you feeling, and just how did the others around you feel as well, like close friends or family?
It felt good being able to finally commit to a big school. Um, I live in PA, so a lot of people wanted me to go to Penn State, but going to Michigan, I always get chirped a lot, but it's all right. Going to Michigan,
What's that?
we
Yeah, what's
was
that like? Just what's that like having a bunch of Penn State fans, but they'll see you on the other sideline for the next 4 years.
it's pretty fun. All my friends are Penn State fans. It's pretty fun when they chirp me, and then I come back the next day after we beat them. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, how that Monday of school after Michigan beat Penn State in Happy Valley, like were you just ready to chirp and give it to them?
Oh yeah, I always chirp them.
Absolutely, for sure. Um, you had the way it went public with your commitment, like you committed in November, but no one knew until February. Like it was kind
Yeah.
of a long. Just how was your reaction when I guess the public found out? Like, was your phone blowing up? Like, were people talking to you? Like, how was that day when you found out? Like, social media found out.
Yeah, my phone was blowing up. A bunch of reporters wanted to talk to me, do interviews. Instagram was blowing up, Twitter, everything was blowing up on my phone. It was a cool moment to see my phone blowing up.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, you and the other three, I'm sorry, three true linebacker commits in this class, like all of you guys have kind of stuck through it, right? Like you guys are all set to sign despite coaching changes. Now, you're different because you've been through two coaching changes at the linebacker position. Not only Chris Partridge last month, but George Hilo in the beginning of the offseason earlier this year. Just why did you feel like, it didn't really matter who was the coach, like you found the school regardless? Like what did you see in Michigan overall that made you want to stick with it?
I just knew that they were going to hire a solid coach. When I was with Coach Elo, he was a solid coach, and then Coach CP came in, and he was even better. So I can't wait to see the next one that comes in, even
Now,
better than them.
oh, for sure, of course. Now, defensive coordinator Jesse Minter has been there throughout the time that you have been committed. How excited are you to be working with him? And what do you think of Minter as a coach and just his philosophies overall?
Yeah, he's a great guy. He really explains the defense to all the guys, and I feel like he makes it easy for you to read the defense and know what you're doing. And he's a great guy on the other end too. Like if you go up and ask him what you need to do, he'll tell you straight up. And yeah, I'll help you along the way.
Coach Harbaugh actually offered you personally, and he accepted your commitment personally. How's your relationship with him and your excitement to be under his program and learning under him as well?
Yeah, I'm very excited to be under Coach Harbaugh. He's a great guy. He's a very down to earth guy. I love talking with him. He just understands. Like back when he played in college, he just acts like he's another college kid just talking to his teammate.
Now, for fans who don't know, Michigan strength and conditioning coach Ben Herbert is actually your uncle. Just the excitement, just knowing that you'll have a family member there that you're close with, but also just the fact that he's in such a prime role to help you develop physically while you're at Michigan. Just how excited are you with that?
Yeah, I'm very excited. Like I've said before, he knows my limits, and he knows that he can push me through whatever, and I got the right form for stuff. So it's gonna be amazing to be able to train with him for the year.
Now, you've been really adamant when you do interviews with myself that, you're coming in as one of the guys. Being that you are going to be with not having special treatment, right? Like just being one of those people who goes through that grind, goes through that journey, just being with everyone. How is that going to be for you?
I just gotta get up there and meet new people and just do my thing. I'm not gonna be a 5-star, 4-star coming up there, but in college there isn't really any stars. So whenever I go up there, I'm just gonna be in the room, looking at film, going train in the weight room, and yeah, just doing my thing.
Everyone, Michigan fan base knows what your uncle has done for that program. But you kind of have a special behind the scenes look of what he's like when, when he's not in the weight room or on the sidelines of her games. Just what is Ben kind of like when family reunions happen or you're just hanging out with him? Like anything that fans don't know about him that you do?
Not really. He's just like he's my uncle, so I've seen it. I can't really tell the big difference. He's kind of the same. He
Mhm.
has energy in the weight room, and when he's off the weight room, he's always, you know, he's like the same.
What's been his message for you? Like how has he been preparing you to get ready for Michigan?
Pretty much, he tells me to train, do my chins. Always, that's a big thing. And yeah, he basically stay on top of my schoolwork. Just to he makes sure I'm in line and I'm not messing around.
For sure, of course. Now, you've been to a few games this season, including the Ohio State one. Whether you're at the big house or watching it on TV, when you see those linebackers play this season, Junior, Ernest, Mike, just what are your impressions of them and how excited are you to be in that room?
I'm very excited to be in that room with those guys. They're legendary guys, and they're probably going to be in the NFL next year. So to be able to go in next year with most likely just Ernest in there, being able to learn from him and see how quickly they move with the game, and yeah, learn their techniques and just follow him.
When I saw, well, for fans who don't know, you've played in a 4-3 front as a Mike uh,
Hmm.
for South Park. When you look at your potential fit in that group, just how do you think you could bring an impact to the defense overall, and just how do you think you can just come in and make noise early?
Yeah, coming in and making noise here. I'm just trying to get on special teams and hopefully defense. I'm gonna try my best to get quick and strong, and yeah, I can hit. So I'm just gonna deliver the boom whenever I can.
That's awesome. No, awesome. Now, for the fans that don't know as well, you were the starting quarterback for South Park. Probably as true of a dual threat as you could describe. How do you think playing quarterback could translate to you being a better linebacker?
As a QB, you have to read the linebackers a lot to see where you have to throw. So as a linebacker, I know when the quarterback's looking at me, he might not always be throwing to me, but someone behind me, and he's most likely reading me to see where to throw. So I can really read his eyes, and I know what he's thinking.
Now, as mentioned, you've started both ways for South Park, won 7 games this season. You're a very humble kid too. So I know you don't search for the spotlight, but you have a lot of respect and popularity in your hometown, especially at your school. Just how does that community feel, especially on game days? And really just when you look back on your high school career, what's going to be some of those fond memories that you have?
Yeah, it's amazing just to have everyone, the whole community behind your back. We're not a big community, so whenever everyone's at the game, it's just an amazing environment to have everyone on your back and on your side.
Now, South Park is a little southeast of Pittsburgh, I would say. So I assume you're a Steelers fan.
Yes.
I asked Cole Sullivan the same thing. Did you idolize any Pittsburgh linebacker growing up? They play for the Steelers because I know that's a historic position for that team. And do you feel like you could um, have any attributes that kind of mirror someone that's built their legacy for the Steelers at that position?
For linebackers for the Steelers, growing up as a kid, I wasn't always a huge football fan,
Mhm.
but once I really started playing football in seventh grade, that's when it started to kick off. The only one that I could think of, since I was a Michigan fan, I really looked towards Devin Bush in his rookie year against the Steelers.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a big impact on me. But yeah, I just look at all the great linebackers, and I always look at them.
Absolutely. Now, you and Cole Sullivan, both linebackers, both coming from the Pittsburgh area. When you were asked, kind of describing a Pittsburgh football player at the high school level, just what kind of makes you guys stand out from across the country, and how you guys have been able to continue on career? Like, what makes you guys stand out?
I feel like all the PA players like got the grit, and we're ready to roll. We know how to work through things, and we're not just gonna baby around. We'll put the hard work in.
For sure. Now it's over 20 of you guys, right? Including you and Cole. How is your relationship with the entire class, and how are you guys been able to bond so well over these past several months?
Starting off, I was never, like you said, it didn't go public until about a few months later. So once it went public, I was really getting close with the group, and then I went on a few visits, and that even brought me closer. So yeah, we got a good relationship.
For sure. Now, I know it's hard to predict the future, but when you see yourself in 3 to 4 years, just where do you want to be, personally, but also where do you want the Michigan program to be? Like, if you could pinpoint where exactly you want it, just in 3 to 4 years, where do you want yourself and the team?
Honestly, I'd like to be in the same situation as we are now, and myself as a starting middle linebacker. It would just be an amazing experience.
For sure. Now, your off-season plan, you'll be enrolling in June, so you have a few months. Just what is your itinerary these next few months, and what do you hope to get out of it during the off-season?
Pretty much just live out my senior year. Always training, and I gotta play baseball, so I'll be playing with my baseball team during the season. But I'll also be training every day.
What's your batting average?
Last year, I think it was somewhere around like 430.
Wow. What's your OPS? Do they calculate that in high school?
No,
Okay. What position?
I play shortstop.
Okay. Okay. Who plays? You grow up any idolizing any shortstops? Has that always been your position in baseball, or?
No, I was always a third baseman. I used to not be the fastest, but once I started training, I started picking up on it. So I wasn't. I'm not really a big baseball watcher. I just like playing it, so I haven't really idolized anyone really.
It's more fun playing than watching, for sure. But fan expectations. Once you are at Michigan, you're progressing through your career. Just what should they be following of you, and what should their expectations be of you, both academically, athletically, socially, everything?
I mean, my plan is to just keep going high and just keep trying as hard as I can. So they should have good expectations for me because I'm gonna work hard to get all that I can out of it. So
For sure. Now, last question for me. I know you're more than just a football player. But when you're not studying, when you're not watching film, when you're not lifting, practicing, just what makes you you? Any off the field hobbies or interests that make that complete you?
really off the field, I just like hanging with my boys. Just chilling around the fire, maybe just having a good laugh, playing some video games with them, maybe.
You ever hit up Permani Bros?
Yes.
I When I saw you at your game, that was the best sandwich I've ever had. Like Permani Bros, first time
Hmm.
coleslaw fries. If anyone's out there in Pittsburgh, get it. But what do you? So I forgot to ask you too. You're going to be studying kinesiology, right?
That's what I plan on studying. Yes.
So to be a strength coach after football's over,
Yes.
how? And this is my final question. Just how much of a role did your uncle have in just letting you go down that path? Like, how much of a role model has he been really for your life?
Yeah, he's a big role model. I look at him as like he's my uncle. So whenever I see him, I see how hard he worked because I've been with him through his whole journey, and to see where he's at now is just amazing. To see how hard he worked for it, and he's finally here.
Awesome, man. Awesome. No, we appreciate it, Zach. Thank you so much for joining us again. Congrats on signing, and we look forward to seeing you in Arbor.
Thank you.